Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Shiv Kumar News. Here I am reading only newspaper article. This is our today article. Establishing the truth a problem during a conflict? Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri speaks during a special briefing on Operation Sindoor in New Delhi. Parallel to the recent escalation of military tensions between India and Pakistan, misinformation and disinformation surge online, making it increasingly difficult for the public to distinguish fact from fiction. Many media outlets publish sensational story riddled with unverified claim and disseminated fake picture and video. Journalism often drove the public response is establishing the truth a problem during a conflict. Nirupama Subramaniam and Pratik Sinha discussed the question in a conversation moderated by Mandira Modi, edited expert. Are there any rules for reporting during times of military conflict? How do we balance national security implication versus the public right to know? Nirupama Subramanian. Indian media houses have not framed rules for coverage of conflict. This is particularly had given that independence India has had so many military conflicts with Pakistan and China. We have also had internal conflict, Maoist insurgency, secessionist movement, and the militancy in Kashmir, which has elements of war because of the cross-border nature of the violence. The only rules we have are the basic rule of journalism. Your responsibility is to inform the public with accuracy, verify your information from the government and the adversary, and collect information from multiple sources. These are all ways to get as close to the truth as possible. In other words, this is what is meant by being objective. Many people understand objective to be the same as neutral. Can take side and still be objective, right? And these are all pathways to that. Then of course the commitment to viewers and readers that you don't spread misinformation, at least not knowingly. You have to know the difference between in propaganda and real information during a conflict. There is an element of national security. You are not supposed to give out truth movement, but during conflict, especially in those that involve your own country versus another, these rules are the first casualty in India. We have seen these laws of objective even when the government battles section of its own citizen in Kashmir or in the northeast or in the most insurgency history. Journalists become instrument through which the government want to keep the national morale up, and they just drop their commitment of informing the public. Loyalty to the nation is demanding by the government. The danger is that this can also become loyalty to those in power. Pratik, how did Operation Sindhu play out on a social media? Pratik Sinha, what I have seen over the last few years is that while there may be some amounts of information happen, happening unknowingly, most of it is fairly strategized across multiple layers. The communication strategy also depends on who need to set the narrative. One of Operation Sindoor, when the strike happened, there were video from Pakistan even before we all woke up of people being injured and broken building. Compare this to 2019 when the Balakot strike happened. Some in India claimed then the former Pakistani diplomat stated that 300 terrorists has been killed in the strike, but his comments were misreported. Not one image of an injured or dead person was spread there. But this time it was Pakistan which got into the race of narrative building, because it was Pakistan which felt the need to set a narrative. One day two things that is a change in India when propaganda happen. It is not just on social media. Many mainstream media channels said that we have attacked Karachi port or reached Islamabad. Then social media began amplifying the saying by that by saying we have gone far inside Karachi by by day 3 there was just a crazy amount of misinformation on Indian social media and section of the mainstream media. When someone say Karachi port has been attacked, no one in Karachi is watching this because India channel are blocked there. It is Indian viewers who are reacting to this. Almost all war propaganda is directed at a country's own citizen. We saw a lot of dramatic representations of war from the TV studio. What are the pressure for journalists this day? And actually, this should be the best time for journalism, but unfortunately, this is also the worst time of for journalism. There was some really caring stuff we got to see on TV channel have discovered that demonizing Islam and Muslim garners good TRP, so military conflict with Pakistan is like a halwa for them. I don't think TV channels are able to present the horror of war as such. For instance, I would have liked to know what actually happened in a nuclear conflict. Nuclear weapons are discussed like firecracker. People do not understand that these are weapons of mass destruction. I don't think I saw anything on TV that could explain to me what the nuclear threshold is, what escalation means, what deterrence means, or what may happen if there is a nuclear conflagration. There was no discussion on the cost of war either. They were presenting this conflict as some kind of entertainment in the sky, and people seemed happy to watch this because they felt that it did not affect them. The other pressure is external. The government demand loyalty by using punitive measures such as failing case, shutting down news organization, blocking online news organization, and threatening mainstream media with the loss of advertisement revenue. Journalists are getting the message that they should not try to find out what is happening on the other side, but what is happening with your adversary. In important to understand what are the people in Pakistan thinking. I am learning that there will be a consequence if you keep contacts with people there. The other thing is the power differential in a military conflict with China. We saw during both the Doklam crisis and Ladakh in 2020 that the media was very restrained, very well behaved with Pakistan. It is open season because of the power differential. The narrative role of media is to ask the question to power, but even asking question is as a problem sometimes does not. The public have the right to know. And yes, I think there is an expectation that in these kinds of situation journalists must suspend their questioning of the government because all that matter is what you boost the war effort. Even citizens don't want journalists to question the government, and governments are only going to give out information that is favorable to them. Governments will justify this as something to do with true morale. I can imagine that for a soldier hearing about losses when he is in the middle of a war be really crushing. But why is the government not providing information about losses even now? We still don't know the full extent of what we lost when China made incursion into Indian territory in 2022, because if this is made public, question will be asked of the government. The government will be made accountable, and the may impacted on the politics of the country. This is why they want to control the information. During the Operation Sindoor, X announced that it had received order from the Union government to block some 8,000 accounts in India, including those of news organizations and prominent ex-users. How can the public hope to understand any issue when differing viewpoints are suppressed? Yes, the simple answer is that we cannot, and the reason for blocking is that we should only get a selective view. This has been in the making for a very long time. It is just that during this conflict we saw an extreme versions of it. For example, Hindutva which does critical work in documenting hate crime and hate speech. It has been blocked in India for the longest time. Conflict time makes it convenes to surprise criticism under the grab of nationalism. Anyone who is critical is being termed anti-national. The Indian media is in a time of crisis. I am talking about the entire ecosystem, which includes social media, YouTube, and all other platforms. The way our foreign secretary got role depicts what we have become as a society, and on the top of that, there is no access to well-rounded information. To imagine that by blocking people on X, you block out news completely is absurd. Yes, you may block out some actor, but the fact that India suffered some losses was in every respectable news report across the world. There was no way that the government could control all that. There is a limit to which it can control the narrative. It can't control it entirely. What I have seen over the past few years is that while there may be some amount of misinformation happening unknowingly, most of it is fairly strategized across multiple layers. Pratik Sida, if you want to listen this interview, to listen to the full page interview, scan the code and beauty. So guys, this is today video. Please like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel for the more update and more video. Pass by like more notification. Thanks for watching. Meet you tomorrow on next video. Jai Hind.